There we go.
By your command.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Getting Down with Dave and my cohort in crime, JT Kirk. How we doing?
Hail. Well, we'll see how much crime we get to watch this evening, right?
Oh, you get to see some rather quickly.
Okay.
Rather quickly. And I'm just going to, I warned JT back here in the chat and backstage that, let me go ahead and just add this thing to stage here so people can see it. And then I got to go do my little quick thing here. So JT, you know as well, I won't be able to see StreamYard anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. But I've got my chat rocking and rolling over here on the other laptop. Hey, buddy Hepburn, how you doing? Thanks for coming by.
He's doing last, like you said, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, I thought we had a little Ricky Bobby quote there. So,
Dad Man was talking to me last night. I was over on his stream, and he was saying he wasn't that into those types of movies with Will Ferrell in it. And I said, well, Dad Man, I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. I thought it was
Dad
great.
Man, if you're out there, we know that sometimes your sense of humor is I know a lot of people don't like Will Ferrell, but most of the time, if you've seen Step Brothers uncut version and what's the one
the older of his, the better.
Yeah, the older of his. Ma, the meatloaf. What is she doing up there? I almost killed you guys. That was just a cameo role. But Step Brothers and then Lady V. Hey,
Lady V. Oh, by the way, thank you for the Fortnite dance the other day. I don't know how to reply in a message in Fortnite to say thank you. So this is the next time I've seen you. So thank you very much. It is very topical to my character. So appreciate it.
Yeah, and Lady V sent me a gift. She sent me another gift, JT. But it's Little Wick. My favorite. Lady V, so thank you so much.
She got me a dance that says JT's coming. JT's coming. So it's hilarious because
do not come. Do not come. That's what Harris said. Remember?
Oh,
never mind. Sorry, I went all political on you. There.
I got
Sorry,
you.
My bad.
But yeah, no, it had my name in it, so it was like, okay, yeah, I gotta play this. So it's in my favorites on the wheel.
And Lady V takes the lead.
Oh,
what is this crap, dude? JT,
I don't know.
Explain to me
what found out it topped out. It's like random points for doing stuff, okay? And it tops out at like 75, I think, for every hour you go. And once you get to first place, if anyone else matches you on points, they just knock you off the leaderboard.
And what do you get for being the leader?
Nothing. You get to say that you were first.
Nil. Nada. Zero. 9.
Yeah, I mean, you get more just playing Fortnite, right? And that's a free game.
Wow, I haven't played Fortnite in a while. You notice if I played like 5 games in a row one day, I started to feel kind of sick. I've noticed that. I got to be careful.
Yes.
Like play 2 games and I got to get up and walk around.
Yeah. Now,
especially if I go really long in a game, like I was playing ranked and I went second, third,
the
20,
season is
90th
themed. So Superman should be dropping in a couple weeks, I think, maybe a little less.
Well, Lady V said you guys were talking. She was talking about Blitz and all that, and I haven't played it yet. And Dad Man brought up Blitz.
It's all right. It's very fast paced, very high speed. And the problem with it is, we played it with Mark the other night, and it's a lot of fun, but you have to figure who you're all playing with. By the time you get everybody in squads loaded and you start playing, you could be done in 25 seconds. So it's going to take you at least 5 minutes to all get back into lobby, click ready, load in,
Oh, so it's better maybe singles or duos, not squads.
Well, You do get a faster churn in it. I think that's the thing. That's why I kind of like the regular matches. The play time to loading time is much more in your favor.
Yeah, Lady V, I actually started to feel kind of sick in my head and back of my eyes and feel weird, dizzy, so vertigo, and it has a lot to do with my injury from the military as well, my neck type of thing that JT I've talked about with him before.
Oh yeah,
Kind of weird on my neck. I've noticed this because if I'm doing stuff here at home and I'm scrolling through Twitter too fast, I feel kind of the same. I call it's motion sickness for me, but it's actually kind of worse. So
yeah,
vertigo.
yeah.
But in talking about vertigo and all over the place, JT, I kind of warned JT, but I'll ask you, like I always try to remember, have you read this comic tonight?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Good, because maybe you can help me. So there's a few things that I always point out that
Dave, I am here to help it make sense for you.
Well, I'm going to need you tonight, buddy, because
and if I can't do it, we'll laugh
bonkers is the word. It's got groove. It's got feeling.
Now, Dave, I had a question for you because I did look at the cover 2 weeks ago because I was out on vacation doing a home project. With
I noticed,
my dad.
I noticed.
Sorry, everybody, last week.
I know. You forgot to send it to me, so I just said I'm not doing the show anyway. Screw it.
I was working like sun up to sundown. It was in the 90s with like 80% humidity each day.
I live in Florida, man.
It was like working outside in that crap. And I'm way up here. Come on.
And Lady V and Buddy, I don't know where you guys are from. JT and I are polar opposites, but it gets hot as up there, up where he is too.
Oh yeah.
There's been some bad news. The floods down in Texas, down in North Carolina again, and then somewhere else. I think Arkansas. I was like, I can't keep up with this. Is horrible. Mm-hmm. But the other day here, this is why I never ever live. Well, I never live on a bottom floor from anybody anyway, because I always get horrible upstairs neighbors, which has caused me to move a couple times. Well, actually, from the Virginia here, but that was because of the job. But the upstairs neighbor, I was going to move anyway, and we've got storms here, man. The thunderstorms have been brutal, like rolling thunder, just like a 30-second thunder, which is a long time.
Right.
And so speaking of bonker storms and that, let's get into this comic.
So my question for you, when I looked a couple weeks ago at this, Lex Luthor, are you a big Lex guy? Do you know a lot about him?
I know. I know him. He's the Superman guy. He's been around for a very, very long time, as you can tell.
Well,
this is 1975, so he's been introduced way before that.
Well, you get somebody like Mark D with a C or Clobby when he was with us start talk about Lex Luthor. I realized I thought I knew something about Lex Luthor, and I don't. There's so much out there about him that, because he's such an old character. So I'm hoping that you can fill in some of the holes if I might have them.
I will try, but I can tell you I would nowhere be as good as those guys, as Mark and as Clobby, but he's an OG villain who only really hates Superman. He's the type of guy back in the old school days that he hates Superman. One, he's jealous. Two, he actually does think he's bad for Earth, like bad things happen because he's here. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. So he's
against aliens.
Well, he's against the Superman one, definitely, because he thinks that number one, he's jealous. He's as crazy as they come, but he's not we'll get into that actually in here. But what they do here, I'm just going to warn you now, I got horribly confused. So let's just jump right on it.
Okay, so Luthor stole his madness, his sense of humor, but this is no joke.
Yeah, not a bad cover. It's kind of exciting. Like, whoa.
Well, he has like really different cheeks in like bone structure now in his face. But,
well, we have different artists, and they did put couple little sweat dribbles there that he's kind of nervous. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the chin and high cheekbones are a little weird. But the rest of it, the hands are good. Right? The hands look pretty nice there. And he's got pinstripe pants. So the continuity is great. The face is a little different, but you're always going to get that.
Yes.
We've dealt with it many times now. Right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. Is Gap here? No, that's one. Dang, hit myself. Okay. All right. So we got the cover there. It's pretty basic, but it's not. I mean, it gets straight to the point. So the cover's okay. It's good. It's not terribly exciting, but Luther's throwing Joker off a building there.
Lady V, I can't say that, but LOL.
Oh my God, Lady V, did you read this? Don't spoiler alert. You'll see.
That's not what she means.
I know. I know. I'm trying to make she gets it. She's laughing. She knows exactly what I'm getting. So, Lady V, you've inadvertently have read this comic book already. You'll see if you can hang out that long. Because I know sometimes you have to go, but it's all good. I'm just glad you're here. So yeah, diabolical transformation we're getting. We're getting the old switcheroo here tonight, guys, ladies.
The sister act?
More like what are all the million ones where the daughter switches with the girl, the mother, or the guy switches with the girlfriend type stuff. Mm-hmm. That's kind of switcheroo. However, though, okay, I'll get to it here. Let me get through the splash page because this kind of explains what's going on here. Oh, and then we're going to mix in a lot of make it up as you go along stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll do that too. Keep that in mind. But we're kind of used to that, but top form for that. All right. Top form. They get A+ for that. Not in a good way. All right. So Joker here is odd. I feel I've acquired the logic and scientific of Luthor. And Luthor's like, I'm the Joker. I'm hilarity, malevolence. Wow.
Malevolence and madness.
Yeah. So get your dictionary out there, boys and girls. I mean, I know what it means, but I haven't heard that in a long.
Well, I know you know what it means. They tried to put the biggest words they could on this page. A diabolical transformation propels them into a mad cat escape or escapade.
Yes,
see, I messed one up. We both messed one up.
Sure. And I didn't really care. I just said it the way I wanted. I wasn't even trying.
Oh boy.
I'm like, get your thesaurus and dictionary out for this one because it's a plethora of verboseness.
Oh.
Which is verboseness. I don't think it's.
Let's hope that they don't have a bad case of logorrhea.
Yeah. So we get
the script. SAT word for you, folks.
Elliot, that's Mr. Elliot, not Ellen. Mr. Elliot S. Magan is the writer. So we get a new writer.
It's ma'am.
And we do still have Mr. Julius Schwartz in editing. And to go back on for our old Jim Shooter, we kind of gave him a little bit of a hard time on some of the stuff he did, but he wrote a lot of Superman and stuff back in the day too. You knew that, JT?
Yeah.
So apparently, I knew he'd been around a lot longer than those comics, but then I didn't know he had been around that long too. So wow, But anyway, so we get Mr. Schwartz.
Yes, edited by a man his Schwartz is as big as mine.
Because I was thinking about doing Blazing Saddles this week, but we're doing Caddyshack tomorrow. So
I love Blazing Saddles.
Oh, I know. I'm kind of waiting for a really good time, not a holiday weekend type, something where everyone's calm and then pardon me while I whip.
Sometimes I start walking around at work, just walking, and I start humming Blazing Saddles, and then I get in trouble because somebody will recognize it.
Nice.
I mean, not in trouble, but they're like, yeah.
Did you guys see my beans and campfire short? And not short. I put that out. I put that out. Beans and campfire video. It's great. It's over on Twitter.
I might have.
Anyway, all right. So you have to read the block up here to figure out what the heck is going on. So
Shall I?
in a suburban theater, a newsreel features the world's most notorious masters of crime. Okay, so you have to put yourself in the movie theater. That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it looks like you're looking at little pieces of film here. It's not really like that. So, and you guys can read the rest of that. So basically what's happening is there's a movie scene and here's your cream pie, Lady V.
Oh boy.
You nailed it.
All over his face.
Yeah. Okay. But here's the weird thing about this. You have to read it left all the way down first.
Oh yeah, because it's a strip of film.
It's a strip of film. Right. So Joker's on this cherry picker thing. He's way up there. Who knows why? It's just a movie we're watching. And he gets mad at the camera guy filming him. So he whips out a cream pie.
But look how he insults him. Want to get a really good picture, Shutterbug?
Yeah. Not one to pass up a rare close-up.
Yeah.
So here's mud in your lens. So the comedy, I mean, the jokes are cool, pretty good here so far. And the cameraman didn't care. So now you get here at the bottom, you get to see it's actually a double entendre film on film. Do you see what I mean? Or it's in the comic, I can't tell.
Uh-huh.
And the cameraman didn't care that his camera was covered with pie. But remember we talked about, we haven't seen the fish was a prominent prop for Joker. You weren't too aware of the fish. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
on our Sherlock Holmes issue 2 weeks ago. And then we hadn't really got introduced to the full-on toxic gas yet, but we know he likes to use acid. So the cameraman, poor guy, he thinks it's kind of funny because it's just cream pie. But we get off to a really good bang here. And yeah, cameraman no more.
A really good bang with the cream pie.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
He gets a face full of it. And it's a toxin. It's the laughing toxin, though. So I wanted to point that out. That's why I was kind of really getting into detail on this. Yep. I don't know if we've actually ran into the full-on laughing thing that we had mentioned before. The acid, yes. He used it a couple times, but not the laughing.
We didn't get the laughing deletion yet.
Right. So we had brought in, I wasn't quite sure if it had brought up before. I'm sure it has. And oh, by the way, Buddy said, what's his name had been introduced in 1940.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Luther. Dr. Luther.
Yeah. Luther was, thank you for that.
So he could be singing, I just died in your arms tonight.
It must have been something you said. So,
oh boy.
Anyway, we get like what, page 3, and Joker's already deleted somebody.
Yeah. And folks, if you were hoping for a quick run through on this, that ain't happening tonight.
Not
I think
tonight.
Dave and I are both at our caffeine, and we are
I'm
chasing every single thing we see.
Yeah, I'm not even on the caffeine tonight. I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of glad I did not. Okay, so they're in the theater, they're watching a movie, and then you got Joker, right? He's doing his thing, and then now you also get Luthor in the movie.
And he just decided to go see a film. He's like, F it, it's Tuesday. Let's go see a movie.
Oh, AMC's doing 50% on Wednesdays now. Did you guys know that? I think popcorn and soda. I think Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yeah, check it out.
I don't go to the AMC near me only because I have an Imagine, which is like a different chain, and they've got the bigger recliner, the big leather recliners, and you can get booze there.
Well, this is the chance to go see stuff you would never want to go see, and then maybe throw it up on YouTube so you can, tell us.
Well, yeah, that's true. The last thing I saw at an AMC was The Last Jedi.
Oh, jeez.
Probably why I've never gone back to that theater.
All right.
Well, that I killed the vibe for the whole show, folks. Thank you.
No, because we're vibing because he's rocking your favorite turtleneck. Your favorite
and
Yeah.
like a jacket on top of that. So they must like have the AC cranked when it's like 50 degrees out or something.
You know, it's total corduroy, right?
Oh, I can't touch corduroy. I got a sensory thing against that.
Well, it's called fashion.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I'll be unfashionable. Then.
Anyway, so apparently Luther's, he's the one watching. They did set that up. All right. And he thinks he hears somebody laughing back there. He knows it's the Joker. So apparently in this universe, Luther and Joker have crossed paths because Luther knows who he is. Good handwork, though. I like the good. This is a pretty good drawing here. Ball. He didn't have to draw any hair, so that was good. Looks like me a little bit. But no one else seems to notice is the documentary. Yeah, it's a documentary, okay, because they tell you it is. That, look, Lex Luthor's in the movie too. And he's escaping from prison. Maximum security prison.
Yeah.
Right? And
in a rocket or a drill.
And a
screw rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get a cream pie to the face and a screw rocket. Anyway. Lex Luthor is pretty sure that's the man, that's the Joker. So he jumps up and guess who's in there with him? Rocking the 70s fro, dude.
Yeah. What the hell?
And his trench coat, not creepy at all.
No. Especially not in the theater, a crowded theater.
Yeah. So the wording here, you have to look at the bubbles, okay? Because so the top bubble is from the movie. All right, because you got to look at where it's pointing down here, and it's talking about in Joker, of course, when he hears that Lex Luthor's the greatest criminal, he's got to chime in on that. He's not going to allow that to slip by without him saying something. And he's like, "What? Yeah, right. Who's his press agent?" And you get, I don't know, some kind of art here with this crazy fro that he's wearing, but hey, it's the 70s, so
I don't know who lets two super villains star in the same movie, except for maybe the Walt Disney Corporation, allegedly.
Yeah. But I do like new characters, so the whole Luthor angle is good for me. But let's just see how they play it, right? So we know how this is going to go.
Oh no!
Well, Luthor
scroll
catches
down a little
him.
bit. When did you bust out of the nut bin, Joker? So we've had a cream pie,
a screw face rock, a screw
rocket, and a nut bin.
Joke, yeah.
Okay, I think we know the level of comedy we're getting this week, folks. And I don't
creepy comedy. But the jokes are okay for now. I like them so far.
They're explosive, if you will.
They're explosive. Yeah, he makes fun of them for being bald here, and it's kind of cool. How's the old head, Lexi? So he's ribbing him for being bald. So that's funny. And but this I guess this manager guy here or somebody sitting at a desk is calling the police because this dude's just pointing. He's not saying anything. He's just pointing. I got it. Oh, I know completely what you're saying there, dude. Even though you're not saying anything. And so they're arguing because he called him Lexi, and he doesn't like that. And Joker, so the more angry he gets at him for the joke, he just keeps on ribbing him. What, you want my wig now too? But they're buddies, apparently. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I don't know who would be aware that they were hanging out, guys.
Oh, no one would ever know that that's the Joker. Look at that hair.
No, and they make reference to it,
guys.
Right? How many times have we brought this up? That Joker just walks around, and it's only been like one time somebody saw him once, and that was because they were right next to the damn building they were robbing anyway. So they've got this running gag here, JT, and you have to kind of catch on to that. The Joker is into telling jokes here. He's just joke after joke after joke. So the guy falls 15 feet, and his joke is, "I just got here myself." You don't really know what the setup was. You just have to kind of go with it. And of course, Lex is like, I don't get it. Then he tells another joke about a frog, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't get that one at all.
Well, I don't
really
think you're
bad.
supposed to. I think it was just supposed to be kind of like an ending.
Yeah. Well, the guy landing 15 feet and goes, "I just got here." I kind of see that one because they bring it up again later, by the way.
Also, they're
And-
going to Burger Blast.
Yeah, and they're hanging out they're just hanging out in public. Like nobody knows who they are except the usher. The usher is the only person who knew who these people were.
I can't help but read these in Rodney Dangerfield's voice. So the doctor runs down with no legs. The frog becomes deaf.
Yeah, you have to. You have to do it that way. That's a big ass weird looking burger there, though. It's pink. I don't know if I'd eat that.
Looks like a breakfast burger, where they have like the egg, and the egg can be pretty runny.
Yeah, maybe because they're hungover or something. Get the breakfast.
Probably. I mean, they went to go see that movie.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
So somebody called the fuzz on us. So the fuzz, we get the 70s lingo, and now the police show up because it only took one guy working below minimum wage part-time to figure out who these dudes were. Nobody else could.
Yep.
And who did we miss out on where they could have done? What could have they done working security at the movie theater?
Was it it wasn't
Marv and Benny?
Yeah, Marv and Benny.
Marv and Benny.
I was going to say Denny, and I'm like, I know Denny's not it.
We missed out on Marv and Benny. I think that's his name.
Yeah, Benny.
Showing up. I'm like, they got it. They missed. I mean, they could have put them in there. It would have been hilarious.
Working, so they could be putting the fries in the bag for all you know.
Yeah. I think they missed out on great opportunities to keep those two guys in every issue.
Yes.
Just a little bit. Don't feature them in anything else. Just here and there, and always working some kind of security job with some excuse. I can't believe we got hired again. But anyway, old Luther drops an interesting looking coin type of, or I'll just call it a gadget.
Almost looks like a little makeup kind of case.
Well, it's really, really small. That's just barely sitting in the palm of his hand, and then the nose is all mixed up. But he tells you what it is. When the cops break in, almost. Yeah, well, it's like a little wind-up toy. Yeah, maybe. Where you twist the nose. Just a little gadget type of thing. But we get Superman.
Yeah, you do.
We get Superman. Yeah.
Oh, Superman! I can't do it.
Superman. And
he runs in there like Gus Dufresne.
Yeah.
For Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Runs into the kitchen.
Well, Lex goes out the back. What I call him, Luke's. Lex runs out the back, and the police show up like they're from 1950s military police guys.
I was going to say, this escalated quickly for the 70s. They're bringing out the rifles.
Yeah, they look like old school MPs during World War II or something.
Yeah, they're not messing around now. Like we've been had for 6 issues in a row, folks. Not today. Today is lucky number 7.
Yeah. So they show up ready, and he calls him, "All right, maniac." That was kind of cool. So he knows who he is right away. Duh. And surely he can't be. So he twists the nose, like Lex told him to do here. And I'm not really sure what happened, but I guess he just zaps. It's an electrical field or something.
Yeah. It's like a surface taser for the other guy.
Okay, so he didn't punch him. Okay, yeah, he touched him and he's being flung over. I thought he punched him and hit him. His Joker will throw down when he wants to, right? We've mentioned that a few times. He'll run when he can, but he'll fight when he wants to. But it's an electrical thing. Kind of almost like one of his other sticks. JT and everybody else knows he likes to keep that little shocker in his hand pretty much all the time.
Yep. Well, you never know who you're going to meet, right? You got to shake your hand.
Exactly. In fact, he did that in Batman versus Dracula, the Batman. I like that cartoon. It's a good movie. Anyway, the guys run back here. Now there's 3 Luthors. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah,
and I'm
two
thinking,
and around back. These cops finally started to wise up. Oh,
yeah.
hail the Phantom Outsider. Good evening,
hey.
sir.
Hey, Fanty, how are you? Hope everything's good.
And so all these criminals, I think they're probably just changed, hypnotized or whatever, workers in there. But
yeah.
whatever.
I thought they were henchmen, just setting it up, dress up like Luthor in case he needs them. Hey, show up on the corner, so I got to get away.
The cops yell, "You're being detained. Stop resisting." Taser, taser, taser. And while they're doing that, Luthor vanishes into thin air right behind him.
Yeah, and okay. So the cop says, this is where it gets a little weird, or at least this part. The cop says, "You're not going to fool us with these illusions." But the other cop says, "So get up on the wall, all 3 of you."
Yeah.
And Luthor confirms they're just holograms. So what I didn't get, I don't know, I might be nitpicking, but they wrote it in. One guy says they're illusions, and the other guy says, I don't care, get up on the wall anyway. I'm like, what? They're illusions, right? And then Luthor confirms it. He says they're hologram Luthors.
Yep.
And he's gonna dash out the back. So that was a little weird interaction. They're not real. And so Joker he's got all electrified and apparently bulletproof as well.
The peculiar hail. Try to say that 10 times fast.
Peculiar hail.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm starting to sound like John F. Kennedy already. My voice. Yeah, I know, right, Lady V? So he's electrified and bulletproof as well. And apparently he can just run through people because he's zap. So that's
Dave,
cool.
you'll love this. It's more fun than racing through federal court on a skateboard.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, what are they up in Portland or something?
Nice.
Yeah, I knew that would go over well. Didn't.
All right. Okay, so far the story's holding together.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The little illusion thing, that was a little odd, but that's okay. It didn't make sense, but fine. And then so Joker's making his getaway, Luthor's making his getaway, and then all of a sudden he just shoots up into the air. And he's like, wait, nobody can touch me. And he's like, oh, well, it had to be Luthor, right? Well, it's right there. And Luthor pulled a MacGyver in the kitchen while he was running. So he had time to mix up a concoction there, JT.
Well, in his concoction includes scrapping paint chips off a wall. And, this comic's old enough. He just told us he scraped a bunch of lead off the wall.
Basically.
And mixed it with baking soda and made a carbonated rocket engine.
Yeah, and Fant was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, Luthor was thinking all 3 were fakes. Yeah, so he's built 2 rocket engines, basically, right? Like you just said, rocket engine out of just, hanging out in the kitchen for a minute or 2. Throw them in a couple of bottles and choo, strong enough to take both of them up to the roof. All right. And then they make a joke about NASA. Man, I don't know. It's almost like Elon back in the day.
This is pre-space shuttle, too. Space shuttle.
Yeah, Elon's trying to be like Lex Luthor. Could put him in here. All right. So, but Luthor's like, I don't have time to chat. Got to go. Luthor wouldn't. And then he goes, Luthor wouldn't be a half bad bird if he had a sense of humor. So they're setting this up now. Mm-hmm. You see where this is going now, right?
Yeah, I have to get the guy to loosen up. He's too square.
Yeah, so you can see this is the setup from the cover and the splash page of them switching up, It hasn't happened yet. We haven't even gotten close to that. We've been, what, 4 or 5 pages now?
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of like, okay, when's this switcheroo thing going to happen? And well, they got to do the setup for it. And this is the setup. So now Joker's saying, Luther's all right, but he's boring, he's dull. And they even says he's dull. He needs to go out and have a good time. Ergo, well, you're still going to have to wait. We're almost there. So Luther's hanging out in his lavish penthouse. And they pulled a Thunderbirds. All Thunderbird systems are a go. You ever watch Thunderbirds?
Yes.
Jerry
Thunderbirds are go.
Right. But he mentions Coast City. I'm like, what? Wait, that's dun dun dun. Because you can see it back here. Joker is climbing up the building with these little suction cups just to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I mean, okay. I mean, if you think
And it's a
Batman
lot stronger than I thought.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, because he's just holding himself up there. And now he's eavesdropping with one arm, and he's only holding on with the other 2 legs on the other arm. So he's spying on Luther here. But remember, Coast City, I was like, wait, that's Green Lantern, I thought. And it's like, yes. So
we get 2
new characters, or so you think. Anywho, there's a little thing where he's spying in on Luther, and Luther's plan here is to catch Green Lantern and drain Green Lantern of all his mental acuity, shall I say, dare say, right? Yeah, right, Fanty. Well, as much as they use, spoiler alert, you'll see. That's a very good statement, by the way. Chat is on fire. Lady V already nailed some of the plot, and Phantom already called out something inadvertently, unless you
So this
read the
guy
comic.
here, he's wearing the helmets from Spaceballs.
Yes. Yes, he is. And
either that or he's trying to get a perm while listening to some music from his iPod or his Walkman.
well,
Or actually, that's still
he's
too
also
early.
he's also DJing. He's the late night DJ for Coast City. You know that he was the midnight shift guy.
Yeah, of course.
He plays all disco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep. Get down on it, baby. Oh, that's cool in the gang. That's 80s. Anyway. So we get
At this
Green Lantern.
moment, asleep in the hotel as he visits his hometown is Hal Jordan, Earth's Green Lantern. So apparently other planets have their own Green Lantern, but this is Earth's Green Lantern. Unaware he is a target of the dreaded Luther, in danger of losing the power source that makes him what he is. And hail the Dead Man Walking, number 55.
All right. I got to look over. I got to move my laptop closer so I can catch that chat. Hey, Dead Man. His ears must have been burning.
Yep.
We were telling some Will Ferrell jokes earlier. Anywho, so you get Green Lantern here, right, JT?
Mm-hmm.
Phantom, everybody, Lady V, and it's gone. You got South Park, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you got Green Lantern. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get Hal Jordan, and he's gone.
He just busts through the window 3 seconds before the Green Lantern was just going to be green.
Yeah. 4, 3, and talk about being strong. He busts through this big ass glass window while he was just hanging there.
Yes.
Grabs another helmet and tells the people to fire the beam, laser beam, or whatever that beam is at Hal.
No, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, don't. And then Joker says fire. He doesn't even know what it is.
No, he has no clue what's going on. He's just doing this shit for fun because he's Joker. And that part is great because he's just like, why he tracked Lex Luthor? Because he's basically set Luthor in his mind. I'm going to mess with Luthor. So I was like, cool with that, right? So that's why he tracked him down. But then here we go. I don't know. I just got here myself. Because he asked, what happened? and he says that joke. Because guess what?
Instead of him getting Green Lantern's powers, when Joker put on the other helmet, it somehow redirected the whatever it is technology, so that way they swapped each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is where I got a little confused, and you'll see why here in a minute. It says that they switched personalities. Okay. So I'm thinking full on body swap. Joker's in Luthor, Luthor's in Joker. Okay. That's what it's telling you. But then he says, you have Luthor's genius. That's Luthor speaking. But he's speaking to Luthor, because Luthor is in now Joker's body. And he says, I have Joker's madness. That part I get, because you're now a genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't think about it too much.
Yeah, don't.
I wouldn't. They just
don't do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, cut you off. Yeah, you said it perfectly. Don't think about it too much, because what happens is they start talking to each other, but they talk to each other as if it's them, but they're in the other body. It's not, and it's almost like, well, you can't talk to yourself in the other body when you know it's you in the other body. Does that?
I don't know.
Sense?
They didn't actually swap their consciousness. They just swapped all the mannerisms and qualities and traits of the other person.
There you go.
So it's one level down from a total mind swap.
Yes. The FKHC 2005. This is the Donkey Show. Hail. And so thank you for popping in. Yeah. So they did not completely switch, as I was trying to think that they did, like they do all, in the movies and stuff like that. So Joker's like, oh, go ahead.
Just say, so the Joker understands everything now. He's saying Mozart, Van Gogh, Einstein all at once. And this rush of genius is driving me sane. Which I think it's kind of funny, because real genius is also commonly associated with insanity. So two negatives make a positive, maybe?
Don't think about it too much.
Okay. Again.
You'll catch on to what I was getting at, that it gets, the way they talk to each other is a little bit odd if they had switched, but everybody else is caught on now. It's not a total switch, but you can't help but think that, because that's what the whole premise
Dave,
is.
what you're saying is the Joker just turned into a stable genius.
Yes. But he knows it. So but he's supposed to be Luthor now.
Act like Luthor. Yes.
Act like. There you go. You got it again. So,
but before the newly oriented Joker can absorb the shock of what just happened, you get the first Joker sounding line out of Lex.
Yep. I'm out of here, you blithering genius, and happy landings getting out of Luthor's lair. And so they say, there stands the Joker alone and not merely sane, but possessed of remarkable intelligence. So he's not the Joker anymore. He's completely sane and intelligent, but he's funny. He's got jokes too.
Phantom Outsider got my joke about Stable Genius.
Stable Genius. Oh, okay. I missed that one. Oh, yeah. Okay. I missed that one. Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Right. So, okay. So we'll just go with it. JT, you nailed it, and chat nailed it. They're not quite as switch as I had originally thought of. And that's what messed me up trying to read it. I get it, but at first it was kind of weird. So now the Joker is sane enough and brilliant enough, he can just, oh, there's your suction cups. I missed that when I read this first. He just crawls up to the side of the building.
He goes the way he came in.
The way he came in.
I don't know how genius of a move that is. It just seems like common sense.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yeah, pretty. It's like, well, how the hell do I get out of here? Oh, Hmm.
Oh, and hello to Admiral Teague, sir.
Hell. Hell, Teague.
So he gets out of there, and I love how he's just able to tell this cabbie, I have got a scent on me, but you're going to take me to the warehouse near Pier 82.
Yeah. I would just drive off. His name is Frank.
Yeah, I would just drive off.
Just drive off. Mm. But I guess he got so scared because it's the Joker. And so I guess he does take him and then he leaves him here. I thought he did drive off, but he didn't. He actually took him because that's his warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So they, you know what I mean? It looked like for just a second he did leave him, but he said he was going to take him. So it makes sense. And so then he's got to go. I got a little bit lost here again. So he's trying to get his wheels, and then he does, and he just drives around town in the Joker mobile. Nobody knows.
Right.
They're going back to your favorite hideout of all time.
The Hacienda. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So the Joker
yes.
mobile.
FKHC 2005 Tim. Yes. Pier 82 is the one next to Pier 1. I didn't make the joke.
Pier 1. We can get some
Like the
bamboo
store?
chairs and
Yeah, the
some scented
imports.
candles.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And some frog statues.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So they're all going to go back to the Hacienda and plan their evil, fiendish plans with the gang.
Yeah.
Who we met, 2 weeks ago now? Or 2 issues back?
Yeah, we got Southpaw, and I can't think of the other two. The third guy didn't get named until they were, hiding out in the lake for, like a whole day for no reason.
I just call him Edge, Meshach, and Abednego. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll just...
Hey, Mo. Hey, Larry. All right. So
Anyway.
we get to the Hacienda, which is great. And the artwork, the art is so cool, right? Everything Joker in the cards. But the Joker's feeling a little bit different because it's not Joker, it's Luther. So he's like, this mood will never do. I don't feel bouncy and feisty. Can't let the gang see me. So he figures that if anybody has a conversation with him, he's not going to be able to pull off being the Joker because he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So he puts on lipstick to make him look crazier. Okay. I mean, you don't really need to put on more. I mean, you still look like Joker, but he puts on more lipstick to make him look crazier. Then he's like, oh, here they come. I like that.
Okay.
I like that little line. I don't know why that made me laugh. Oh, here they come. Shh. It's like a Dave Chappelle type thing. Oh.
So I like this. At the press of a button, the members of the Mount Bonk malefactors mob are permitted to enter the Joker's inner sanctum.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
No clue. Anybody know what that is? Mount Bonk malefactors? I know the malefactors, but Mount Bonk?
A person who deceives others, especially in order to trick them out of their money. A charlatan.
That's a malefactor.
That's a Mount Bonk.
That's the Mount Bonk. Oh,
yes.
Well, I had it as the malefactor. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Hey, Admiral Teague, we wouldn't know anybody like that.
Wait, you really? Wasn't there that one guy that did that one comic book? I feel like that person might have some traits of a Mount Bonk malefactor.
Anybody in the chat may not know this is it's not really an inside joke.
Once,
but
twice, 3 times a scammer.
And I know. Okay. Anyway, I feel really vindicated by this box here.
Me too.
So this guy goes, hey, boss. How's tricks? Tricks are great because I'm still doing them. He says, oh, wait, I'm confused. My bad, JT. So you get Southpaw and the other 2 guys. I can't think of their names.
Yeah.
And same old tricks. Yes. Oh, I could just ruin this night, but I'm not going to. Same old tricks. And he
The
tweaks his
new
nose. Beep, beep.
twist or two. I get it. I
With a
get it. That was
twist.
good. That was good. I'm gonna boo it, but it was good.
I'm
Sure.
booing it, but I'm laughing because I'm going to tell you, I thought that he was going to delete him.
Oh, really?
Because yes, I'll tell you why. The setup for him thinking he's got to pull off being the Joker, that he thinks putting on more cherry bright red lipstick makes him look more of a maniac. So when he jumps over the desk at this guy, I thought he's going to take him out with the acid.
Right.
And so when he only boop boop tweaks his nose, I was like, okay. But you can see where I was going with that. I mean, that's what I was thinking. It's like, oh no, he's got to prove himself that he's really, really the Joker here. And what better way is just, take one of the guys out right in front of the other two guys.
Right.
Blondie with his rocking turtleneck.
The next page has an absolutely hilarious joke. All right, group, hear this. You're all to give up your lives of crime immediately and run for office. There's more money in it.
Yes, and get into the stocks while you're at it. Get paid 160, make 164 million by the time you're done.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, hold up. I'm looking here.
You know what else you could do for money?
Well, I'm just looking for
you could sell stuff and then not deliver.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. But I was trying to see. Well, they don't have her entire.
What?
Oh, in 1976, our favorite congresswoman was elected as the DNC committee member from California.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
party chair of Northern California in 77.
Yeah, this comic was 75 and she's been there since 76. Oof, brutal.
Man, we're talking about one of those people there. Yes, fan or Tim, you got exactly who I was talking about from the 70s.
Yep.
We made a lot of money, a lot of money in Congress. It's weird. It's like when something is about to happen in the market, her husband makes a bunch of trades and he's just super lucky every time. And she never tells him anything. She would never do such a thing.
Nope. But you know what Joker would do? Segue. Look at the artwork. I just noticed this. I don't want to forget. Look at the picture. They're throwing darts at it. Right here next to Blondie's head on the wall there.
Oh yeah.
That's
Clever.
funny.
I totally missed that.
Now that's funny, dude. And then little things like that you and I definitely appreciate in comics. Because it shows that they cared and there was a sense of humor. And they put it in. But then he's got this mirror and he just bashes old boy in the head with it. See, I was kind of right. He did jack up one of the dudes. So for no reason at all, he tweaks the other guy's nose in humor.
Yeah.
But then he bashes this dude right upside.
Gives this dude 7 years bad luck, right?
Yeah. I'm going to make your face look like that mirror. And one guy's trying to calm him down. It's like, hey, man, we're supposed to go over some plans or something. But the Lex Luthor is starting to show here because he's like, you don't interrupt me. How dare you interrupt a master showman? But it almost sounds like the Joker anyway, doesn't he? That's something like the Joker would say. But he kicks them all out because they don't have any appreciation for art and calls them peasants.
Yeah.
So that's Luthor.
Yeah.
And they make a comment, hey, man, geez, you really went out of his way today. Like, yeah, man, you got bashed in the head with a mirror.
He's got that 1970s chair.
Oh, yeah.
At the Afghan.
Well, he got the lava lamp with little Joker heads in it somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Got to have a lava lamp. And then he's like, man, I got to act like this every time. But I'm gonna have to use this to my advantage. And I'm like, yes, get on with it. You know, Monty Python. Remember that the other day? Get on with it. So in the meantime, look what old Luther / Joker's been doing. Just running around wearing, Martian Manhunter outfit.
Oh yeah.
Just robbing banks. Nobody sees him running around flying. Well, he's flying around town, so they can't catch him. Now he's got the boots. Did you notice this?
Yeah.
They're not on his hips anymore.
Yeah.
They're boots. But that's Joker. He couldn't have made those. But anyway, you just assume that they were already in there. He's just flying around town robbing banks and throwing money to everyone. Now,
okay.
Joker wouldn't do that, would he? Just throw the money away? Anybody? No? I don't think so, JT. I don't think he's going to just give money away. That's the Joker. But he says he never knew how much fun it was. But this is not Luther. Just Joker. What do you think?
I don't know. It's a weird mashup.
Yeah.
What I will say is I don't buy it that a municipal museum has the fabulous Gargantua diamond.
No, and that aren't they still in Coast City? And what happened to Green Lantern? Everybody,
the Green Lantern was in Coast City.
Is he still
These
sleeping?
guys are still in Metropolis.
Well, no, they're in the office. Did they?
No, it was
they went
remote.
back.
It was
remote
speaking. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I missed. I missed that part. I thought Joker got in his car and he drove back, and Luther probably flew back. Now that makes sense. I get what you're saying. They're not in Coast City anymore because Green Lantern was only in one little quarter page, and he's gone. So this dude, instead of robbing the whole thing, he just blasts it to little pieces.
Which you couldn't do that to a diamond.
No, that must be one hell of a diamond cutting technique he's got there to do that.
It's probably a little chilly out,
Yeah. Yeah.
And speeding through the city faster and more skillfully than any police vehicle. So with all the traffic, he's going 35, Dave.
Yeah, and Fancy said he would throw the money out if he thought it was funny, and they put that in there to make sure I would understand, right? 50 years later. So they put that in. So Fancy's right. He did think it was funny, so he just throws the money away and then goes blast the diamond. He's just on a rampage for fun. He doesn't really have a goal here of making money or stealing the diamond. He's using Luther's body basically to go out and have some fun. And like you said, they try to cover the fact that he drives around town in that Joker mobile, JT. What did you say? 35 miles an hour?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because it's speeding through the city faster and more skillfully than any police vehicle. But
back then they didn't really have very nimble police patrol cars.
No. So
I mean, we've all seen Blues Brothers.
Yes. Well, that car though, that one, it was supernatural until the end. He gave it all it had. And look,
they were on a mission from God, so
that's right. Half pack of cigarettes and sunglasses. Or was it half a tank of gas and a pack of cigarettes?
Well, yeah.
Where's Mark D? Everybody, somebody quote that for me, please. It's gonna bug me now. Is it a half a tank of gas and a pack of cigarettes?
I think
or
so.
A tank of gas and a half a pack of cigarettes.
Well, tomato.
Yeah, would you want to quote something fun? Get it.
It's going to have about the same amount of smoke coming out.
Yeah, but look what we get here in this bottom left one. We get a little stick shift for you. This looks like a very fancy pilot. This looks like it could be one of the Vipers.
This is your display screen.
I get a monitor.
Yeah, you get a monitor. So he's got a GPS device in his car in the 70s.
Yeah, and I guess he rubbed it on Luther's scent. Where did he get that?
I don't know.
This is what gets.
He put an air tag on Luther. Okay.
Yeah, and he rubbed it all over him beforehand. I guess they were at the Turkish bath before. So
So
You know,
he
they were hanging out.
stopped.
They were buddy. So he goes, this mentality I've got now is wild. And I'm like, oh, I like this. And then he goes,
Yeah.
I actually rigged up this tracking device with Luther's scent on it. So it's the body part. He's only following himself, but he doesn't say Luther scent on it. He doesn't say my scent.
Oh yeah, because it's still Luther.
Right, but that's Luther talking. He doesn't say, he says it like,
No, it's still the Joker talking.
It's
He's
still-
just acting like Luther.
there you go. Yeah. And
So he stopped and he realized what a boffo place this town really was. Boffo means like sensational,
crazy, wild, out of this world,
off the hook.
off
Yep.
the chain.
Yeah.
See, how do you
Groovy.
say it back there
Yep.
in the NIC, off the chain?
But I don't know how tall Luther's supposed to be, but that spire is quite tall on top of the Chrysler building.
He looks
He's like
huge.
King
Look
Kong
at that.
sized.
And he's
Yeah.
had fun till the daddy took the T-bird away. You know, all right, Peter Brian Wilson. See how I did that, JT? Wasn't that cool?
Oh yeah, I did.
But you are not wrong here. He looks like frickin' King Kong up there. King
Yep.
Kong ain't got shit on me. And I'm
All
not
right.
even drinking coffee tonight.
Yeah. Through revolving doors, the Clown Prince streaks, so he went into the Chrysler building.
Yeah, because he's thinking himself, thanks to my genius, because that is
Mhm.
Luther. Now he's talking to himself. See?
No,
Yeah.
it's not Luther. It's still the Joker. But he has
He's smart
Luther's
as Luther.
intelligence.
He
Yeah.
has Luther's intelligence. Right.
So now it's an episode of 24.
Well-
So
So you want to touch on what he says here in the elevator?
yeah. So he's determined that if Luther and Joker have their personality traits swapped for a full 24 hours, the gadget that he constructed won't be able to switch them back. So now boop, beep, boop, beep.
They're
Okay.
on a timer. Yeah. And he elaborates a little bit more here while the elevator's going up. And that's a kind of cool little thing they did here.
Yeah.
I see what they're trying to do with the elevator.
So
Cut shot
their
while he's
personalities are so split and crazy compared to what they're supposed to be that they'll delete from exhaustion.
thinking. I'm assuming the brain, or like it's an overload. They're
Yes.
they're both too wildly exceptional in the field of craziness and sanity or genius. They can't handle it. I'm
Mhm.
but old Joker, he's just kind of chilling out here, and he's like, hey man, these gadgets I invented, but I don't suppose I could invent them now, or could I? See what I mean? Now he's
Right.
trying to act like, well, I'm gonna go start invent stuff because I'm smart now. But he gets jumped because old boy sneaking up on him. See that in the background right there?
Mhm.
The elevator shaft door. They put that into their detail is pretty good in this one, I have to say. If you pay attention, you'll see little things like this. There's his arm sticking out, and he's sneaking up on him. And you're like, well, how did he get up there? Well, there he is. So he jumps him. And he actually just wants to talk. But Joker Luther is like, nah, I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
I like this shit, man. And Joker probably would, because that's crazy. He's flying around town robbing stuff, and he's having a good time. He doesn't want to give it back. And not Joker, sorry, Luther calls him a buffoon.
Mhm.
But then he
It's
just
Joker.
flies off.
Joker with Luther calls him
Right.
buffoon. Yeah.
Yes, Joker / Luther. I don't know which one I'd say it. The Joker one says it.
So
And then we got something a little bit weird here.
the only way to catch up with that nut is to take a chance on the contents of his belt as a truly mad scientist jets over the city.
Yep.
So
He does.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that word
Uh,
on YouTube.
the P word?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I don't care.
Okay.
You know me.
The Dr. Candy.
I don't care. I probably say it.
I think I know what these do, but if I'm wrong, see, one thing he's really taking a gamble with, if he takes all 4 of those and this chase lasts for longer than 4 hours,
Okay.
he's really going to be screwed.
So should we do a PSA here for all the kids that read this in 1975?
Yeah.
Don't take a
be,
bunch of damn pills.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
not
say it.
going to give you
Shit.
superpowers. Do not take that. Do not do this at home, kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So this comic not being for kids sure keeps doing it because he deleted somebody in page 1 after the splash page. He already deleted somebody. And Acid Face with cream pie. Or no, that's the one. And then now he's taking pills, and so it's crazy. But so he just pops these. I said it twice. Who cares? You could say it, JT. My bad. I knew I would.
He's basically like, well, what do I have to lose? I'm going to be deleted in a day anyway. So let me just take this very ill-advised course of action and ingest the formula, as Phantom Outsider kindly told us. Yes, the ingested formula is working, giving me about 30 seconds of super strong leg muscles. Okay. So maybe he should just go play Major League Baseball for a little bit.
Let me just take some pills. I don't know what's going to do, but I know they're going to give me super strong leg muscles to go catch these.
I guess we could call him Barry Bounds.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. But this is so crazy. I can't deal with it.
So he grabs him, and okay, we'll just go with it.
Well, the bonds of limitation here are really being broken. And yeah, this is what I meant by just make it up as you go along. So it's like they got to this point where they're on this thing. Luther flies off, and then somebody's like, well, shit, I don't know what the rest of the plot is. So he'll just take a bunch of pills and he doesn't know what they're going to do. And we'll just make it up as we go along.
So this is hilariously stupid. This next part.
Yeah, well, he grabs the jet boot, which happens to not be working right in his face.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean now?
Yeah. So if you were to design a jet boot, he'd put the... Oh, it was working. He ripped it off his foot. But when it said if I were to design a jet boot, I put the on-off switch where it could be activated by the toe. So when he pulled it off, he must have hit it with his toe. And he's probably fallen about 50, 60 stories by now.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, you have to go with it that it was on, then it turned off because he took the boot off.
Yeah. So he's going to put his arm in there and turn it on and flip the switch.
Yeah. Because the switch is in his boot. Okay.
And then if you scroll down just a tad, this is the hilarious part. So I can ride it like a hobby horse to this roof.
I told you, man. We're just going to make this shit up as we go along.
What the hell is this?
I told you, dude. I warned you. I warned everybody. I warned JT that there's going to be a moment in here that all you can tell yourself is, yeah, we don't know. It's just but it's hilarious. It's, I don't know if they meant to be funny. I'm like to think that they did. But it's hilariously ridiculous.
Yeah. In moments, the pair lands on Admiral Teague's roof.
Yeah.
You've got to give in, Luther. You've got to go back the way you were and the way I was. Don't try that one on me. I'm above reason. Yeah, I'm a super crook.
Yeah. Joker Luther So yeah, so Joker makes the point that I can kick his ass basically because he's only got one boot now. I can deal with him because he's
Right.
right. Okay. Yeah, and then they're talking trash. I'm a super crook, like you said. But he says I'm above reason because that's Joker in there talking.
He may not be above reason, but he's beyond it. Whatever
He's
the
definitely
difference.
beyond it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Luther, okay. I get confused. Who's fighting who's who really at this point? He might not be above reason, but he's beyond it, like you said. So you nailed that, JT, because you're smart. See, every week, man. You guys have been just nailing this. The chat too, cream pies and the forecasting what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that. And so they're fighting, but I don't know who's talking to who at this point. Yeah, I can't keep up with it. And heaven help me, that's the way I've got to become again. So Fanti brought this up. I think it was Fanti. I want to give credit. Somebody said the Joker still misses his crazy. He needs his crazy back.
Yep. And Lex says when he was saying he did everything because he hated Superman, now he doesn't hate anyone. And Joker says, you don't understand. You're being driven by your hatred. And now you'll be driven by your madness. And, you know, if you're driven by anger, anger leads to hate. Hate leads to what? Pain?
It's
Pain
like
leads to suffering?
It's like a double talk to each other back and forth on who's talking to who, because Luther's not personality, but his conscience is in Joker's body. And
No. Luther's consciousness is still in Luther. Joker's consciousness is still in Joker, but they gave each other's personality to one another.
Their personality traits.
Yes.
Okay. But it's conflicting. It's conflicting with them. Luther realizes this can't continue on.
Right.
And now he's trying to convince the Joker trait in Luther to listen to him.
Yes.
And he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not buying it. So
yeah, it's like your Lieutenant Commander Data in lore, and you both have emotions chips, and then you just decide you're going to swap each other's emotions chips.
Oh, like when Spock doesn't get any for like 7 years. Kind of like me working my way up that way.
Anyway,
so I like the little attention to detail I mentioned before. As you notice, Luther puts his boot back on because why not? I mean,
these are like the Spock boots from Star Trek,
right? Because
the
they're not hip blasters.
Yeah.
You got it. And he calls him a leech. I don't know where that came from. I don't like anybody, including you, leech. Wow. Where'd you get that one from? Okay. And they're just fighting. They're fighting. He drags him all the way down. This is kind of cool, like in a way, because he can't maintain his altitude with both of them. So they're just kind of hanging on, and instead of falling or riding the one boot down, they just kind of slowly drift down and land nice and gently. But
so he has both his boots back.
Right. Well, but the weight
too heavy for both of them. Yeah,
it's too heavy, and they don't crash land. They just kind of fall down nice and gently, really. But Luther / Joker takes a shot at Joker himself, saying, "Listen to the clown talking about reason."
Right.
That was kind of cool.
So all he does is get behind him while the other guy's laughing and just throw these on.
Yeah, pretty much. He just throws them on. He just stands there and lets them do it. But they actually did make a comment about the weight. And cut your jet boot and calm down. And he goes, I'm calm enough to bust your chalky face in, but he doesn't do it. And then Green Lantern shows up. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. Wrong city. Because we got Green Lantern, everybody. How's your... no, and he's gone. All right, so yes, JT, Luther threatens to bash his face in, but he doesn't even turn around, and Joker throws on some earmuffs, which calms him, basically.
Yep.
And then we get introduced to another character, Joe Malone.
Not to be
Well-
confused with Carl Malone, who's a mailman. Joe Malone is a cop.
Correct. Correctamundo.
Yeah. Okay.
And back then they propped up the young police officer as, pretty decent dude who smiles at the people on his beat and shows modest promise for promotion. So he's kicking for promotion. Most police officers would do eventually after getting some time in the streets. And then we get another character who just likes to point at something going on instead of saying, "Hey, officer, look at this shit over here."
Well, it's
Right.
kind of odd. I don't know if he could become a captain and have a house in the suburbs and a pool in the backyard. If he also is
Not on that salary.
trying to be, not on that salary, and he's trying to be the hero at the same time. I feel like you might have to be the villain.
Yeah, I don't know what suburbs he's thinking of, but it's going to be out of town. He's going to be commuting. I can tell you that.
Yeah. He's going to be past Wes Cagel's house trying to get that.
Yeah. But anyway, we get another character who gets his attention by not saying anything and just pointing, like the usher. And then back in the alleyway, the Joker has a reason for putting those headphones on. We all know that. That's to keep him from, calm him down so he can take him back to the old apartment there. Like you said, the machine, right, JT? Take him back to the machine. So he hits a button to calm him down, but
this is the switcheroo machine. He made a portable wireless switcheroo machine.
Yeah. Oh, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Why did I miss that part? I thought it was okay. And I read this earlier. That's why I was really confused at the end. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
And while Joe Malone is coming around the corner, because he's, the lady said, "Hey, look at this shit."
But a promotion will come for Joe Malone sooner than he thought. Because today, very little effort of his own, he will become a hero.
Yeah. And I'm like, is he turned into a super guy, or is that just them being really hyped up about Joe at the end here, right, JT?
Yep.
Yeah. So apparently
he just pulls out his heater. Like he's not like pulling out the cuffs. He's straight for the heater.
Oh no! If you came around a corner and saw those guys standing there or laying there, you'd be what would you do? First thing.
Well, this just looks like a normal New York City alleyway.
Right. So you're not coming around that corner without a freaking pulling that pistol out, dude. Well, I shouldn't have said that one. That's probably worse than the other P word. But then you get another P word here. Look, JT, you get your police badge finally. An actual official police badge on the shoulder this time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, precinct number 7.
Yeah, it was a precinct. Yeah. Sorry. Attention to details here. A lot of little things they've thrown in. And I'm wondering if I missed some here and there. But what we did miss is obviously.
Don't do drugs, kids. That's what you'll look like. You go to New York City and you'll look like that.
You go up to Philly, that one block. Jeez.
Yeah.
Zombie. I call it zombie land. Anywho, obviously it just knocks them out so we can get an ending to the comic. For the most part. Right? Because we gotta
go to the nut bin, as Lex Luthor called it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but did you notice that Luthor gets maximum security prison?
Mm-hmm.
And he's already planning stuff because we have to assume they've switched back now. Is that correct? Right?
Yes.
I read this earlier.
Yes. Because while I was mad, I had the glimmer of an idea on how to get out of there. A theory that I had to be crazy to come up with. The ultimate theory and explanation for the universe It could make me world renowned for all time. If only I were insane enough to remember it. And then the Joker went to the Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane.
Which he's broken out about 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And so they're back. They're both back in jail. But this is kind of crazy here. Look what Joker did in his cell.
He spent some of his ill-gotten gains to convert the padded cell into an elevator, which descends into a secret mini hacienda here underneath my home away from home.
Nobody knew he built a whole apartment under his cell with an elevator under.
Yeah. Well, they fired Benny and Marvin.
Marv.
Yeah.
Well, they're not good. They're good guys, but they're not good security officers. That one time, though, they did try. They did try when they were in civilian clothes because they had just gotten fired from one of the jobs. Remember they came around the corner and Benny saw him standing there. He tried to tackle him. But so they did try that one time. Oh, I know. But look at that apartment and then look at the poster again. So it's
who's
just
Johnny Nevada supposed to be making fun of?
Oh, it's Johnny Carson.
Okay.
Oh,
Carson, Nevada. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's Johnny Carson, 75. And if it's not, then I don't know who Johnny Nevada is. But when he said monologue,
Carson City is in Nevada. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Cool apartment. I wish I had an apartment. His mini apartment looked like mine.
Oh, that looks better than my place.
Yeah, and then we get that. Okay. So that is it, folks, for this bonkers of a comic.
I liked it. You said it was all over the place before we went live. I was like, yeah, it worked.
I also said you're going to need to help me to reel me in on it. Help me to, I think that going back over it really helped out a lot. To switcheroo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Decades ago, El Chapo did it for real.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It does look like the game show host.
Wouldn't you just make an escape?
I'm like, well, he figures he's going to get caught again, so he might as well make a mini apartment under there because they always send him back to the same damn place.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been there many times to, I don't know about building an elevator that nobody knows that you built a whole damn elevator in there, but okay. The whole mini apartment, it's the Joker, so you can get away with it. Right? But this was it was fun. I mean, there was that flying down on the boot thing is just insane.
Yeah. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right, Lady V. Hey, look at this. And so you get to see the one police officer outside of the burger place in a whole nother town. So I guess that's like the one cop walking around while those two guys are flying around town, robbing banks, breaking up diamonds, driving around in the Joker mobile. And they still have to go get a police officer. Hey. a lady with a baby carriage. Look at these two guys. But anyway, I think you liked this one. You said
yeah, I did. Look, it didn't have, I mean, it had some maybe, I don't know if they were jokes at the time, but they had some male celebratory release humor in there. That was very off color. I don't know in the 70s if all the innuendo was still the same. But it definitely was funny for us. The thing about this is I could kind of see the end coming really early on, even though we didn't really transform the Joker until like page 6 or 7, which would be a full third of the way into the comic. They didn't do the switcheroo.
Yeah, it took a while.
the thing that you have to remember is that they kept like their original base personalities, but then they also inherited this other personality, kind of like, I guess, the horror episode of Star Trek Voyager called Tuvix, where like it still was kind of like Tuvok, but then you also have Neelix on top of it.
Two
And so like that's why they were going to burn out and expire, right? Because they had this conflicting battle for what type of personality would take over. And since they couldn't annihilate the other, that just, was this whole identity crisis thing wrapped up in a need for balance with each other. And you can't have too much of a good thing without, there's just a lot of different theme around that, right? I don't want to go off on a 10-minute tangent about this, but I thought this was a nice theme to cover, or a nice topic to cover in a comic book that is just with the Joker, right? Because a lot of this stuff is psychological in nature. It's not always about the gags. And we already know that these adventures themselves are not the primary driver of what makes the issue move, or the series, the run, move from one to the next, right? We don't care in issue 5 what happened in issue 2. We don't care in issue 7 what happened in issue 3.
No.
So from that perspective, the caper doesn't really matter. And I kind of like that. I like having that other topic being discussed along the way. It almost feels kind of Star Trek in a little way, in a sense, where sometimes the mission is less important than the lesson. So I liked, not that there was a big lesson in this to take out of the Joker, and if there was, you shouldn't be taking your morals from a Joker comic. But
No, I wouldn't be taking morals
it
from
was
the
kind of
Joker.
cool for
I
me to
mean,
see that and look at it, right?
He deleted somebody by page 1.
He did.
Page
Yeah.
2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, the cream pie, and then ghosted him.
Yeah. So but I understand. I liked it a lot better when I did the review here, and going it over with you in the chat, especially with the comments. And thank you for all the kind compliments, everyone. Lady V, everybody, thank you so much. We try our best, because it's difficult to not harp on some of the bad things when you see it, because it's just a topical point, like the 3 guys that were illusions. And then the one guy says, "Oh, they're illusions," but then the guy says, "Hands on the wall."
Yeah.
So you really do have to laugh at that. It's like, what the hell? It's like, I could harp on that for a while, but what's the point? It moves on. It moved on really quickly. The flow was pretty good, this comic, I thought.
It was. The pacing stayed fresh. I won't say that it was perfect by any means, Dave. I mean, the whole boot thing to the ground. But at this point, I think the writers were almost like, you know what? That's stupid and silly enough. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it because it's that insane. So, in a certain sense, I'm not going to be very hard on that, because I am almost 99% sure that they were deliberate in doing that. So the weakest part of this, I actually think, was the artwork in this issue. I thought they did not give the detail they normally give, the attention they normally give to backgrounds and setting in parts of this. And I don't think the Joker's look was overly consistent. We tend to focus more on costuming and revealing of disguises in other issues much more effectively than they did here with the fake afro wig.
Yeah, the fro was the only thing I can think of. After the fro, the only artwork that I can think of were specific little details that I did catch.
I would have loved to have seen them go way more over the top with their outlook, their costumes, outfits, kind of blending into each other more. And they didn't do that, which I think was a missed opportunity.
Sure, I agree. Other than the ha ha hacienda, the Batman poster with the darts,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they had some good
The
spots too. It wasn't all bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it
oh
didn't
no,
look
but
like
there was
crap.
just one or two specific little ones. The overall was just kind of that bland. But that's kind of their MO. They seem to do that this series. Not like Kirby, who would go all out. You would rarely see a blank backdrop or a wall.
Mhm.
Rarely. Here, it's the opposite. You'll get a great hacienda, a couple of apartment buildings, and every now and then. But I didn't really pay too much attention to the one hand. I think Luther's face was pretty good. One up, but I didn't even mention it. I was just like, okay. So yeah, there wasn't any knockout art that I was like, oh wow, look at that type of stuff. But I think you're right, especially with some of the most ridiculous parts were were funny if you look at it like Phantom and everybody would say, but it's the Joker, Dave. It was like, yes, I get it, but
Mhm.
riding the boot down by
Yeah,
itself was crazy.
yeah.
But it's
That
hilarious at the same time. So they pull it off, even though it's kind of just ridiculous. I did not like the PILLS thing, although I said it like 3 times. I tried not to do it on purpose. You never know, right?
Mhm.
JT, just
Mhm.
you never know because of where
Right.
we're at right now. Who knows what they'll do? But I was like, that's just kind of an odd choice for a comic book, even though it is the Joker, and even though we always comment, but this is 2025, we can't make comments back then, obviously, to say you shouldn't be putting that in if this is for kids. We've brought this up many, many times, certain areas of comic books where they go off completely from different things to more an adult content. That again, I think JT, you'll agree that this is not for kids. If you are you, nope.
Sorry, I dropped out for a second. What was the last
Oh,
thing you said?
oh, dude, yeah. I think with the subject matter, and not
Mhm.
not as a downer, I liked it. I'm
Mhm.
going to give this probably an A minus, just so I can throw
Oh
that out
yeah,
there.
yeah. I would also give it an A minus. Not because that's what you awarded it, but I enjoyed it. And hopefully the second time reading through it, Dave, I was able to help clear it up for you and maybe raise the score some.
It did. You did.
Okay,
You did.
cool,
You and the
cool,
chat did. Yeah,
cool.
and it's like that every week, pretty much. But this one, I liked it a lot better than the Sherlock Holmes one. Although I liked the Sherlock thought process, like you said, everything they did was just to move it on to the next title of another movie. That's all
Mhm.
they were trying to do. And I was like, yeah, well, they didn't do a great job on some of it. But I mean, that's in the past. This one was a lot better. That's why I get straight up A minus. But what I was saying when he dropped out is, talking about comics and kids, did you hear where I said the PILLS?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get to the point where I was saying if you add that in with the deletion from the very beginning,
Mhm.
and then some of the innuendo stuff, I don't think is on purpose as much as we are just trying to have fun with some of the things they say now as compared to, but the taking of the PILS, I would not have put that in here.
No,
I would have
no.
said, no, I just really thought, I don't know if you heard me say that's kind of an odd choice because that rooftop scene is where I came up with for this particular comment, just make it up as you go. I'm just going to take these things. Now I can jump and then I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably why I didn't get an A plus, that whole scene there. But it was fun. I laughed, man. As you guys could tell, everybody here makes it more fun in the chat and you as well. Anything else you want to talk about for this? Because we're coming up on only 2 more issues, right, guys?
2 more. I
8 and
I
9.
honestly, I enjoyed it. I can kind of start to see because I'm thinking, okay, why did the run just end so abruptly? And I think there's plenty of more stories for them to tell, but I'm thinking that this level of storytelling might not interest people that are into DC Comics on certain things. I'm not saying that people aren't smart or anything like that. I'm
Oh,
just
no,
thinking
that's not
for a
that.
quick read off a spinner rack, it might not be what people are looking for in a story. It might be a little too cerebral if you're trying to ride on the subway or the bus for 15 minutes. You might not have time to read through this whole thing all at once, and so it just might not have been as digestible or something like that, right? Like maybe it needed to be a little bit more slapstick for its format. Maybe if they had gotten up to 35 pages and made it more of like a graphic novel type of a length.
Oh, well, they would definitely, if they did that, JT, though, they're definitely have to change a few things on their style.
They would. They would. But I think that they might have been ultimately more successful.
I think so too. I just got the impression that we've always talked about over the years. I mean, sorry, over the not years, but well, actually over the years of being on YouTube, hanging out with such great people as Clobby and Mark and like D Bud and Nick Weiser, who knows so much about comics. But the deep dive that I used to do with Hungry Boy, that video, and I always say, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a long video, but that's probably one of my favorites outside the Godzilla stuff. But as far as real content, that was one of my top favorites because we learned a lot about how stuff is made. I had a little bit of a flash in my head tonight, especially that rooftop scene, that I was under the impression they were like, just make this shit in like 2-3 days and just get it done. Who cares? Just go with it. You've got to make a story. You got a story. Just run with it. It's fine. You know what I mean, JT? Yeah, it's good. That's all right. You know, we're just going to put the PILS in there. We're going to make sure you delete somebody, though. Got to have that in there because it won't be the Joker. And that's good. I like that. And Phantom and Buddy and Lady V and all them have always pointed out, it's still, you got to remember, every time you do this comic, like you were saying, it's a one-off. It's every single one of these comics, I think, could just be a one-off on its own. There's no storyline. We got Green Lantern and he's gone. And it was on purpose. It was to move on to they were going to do this to Green Lantern. We showed Green Lantern, but don't really buy into the whole Green Lantern thing. That was just it's a tease. It's just a tease. Look at that, Green Lantern, bye. But don't be mad because the story is about Joker. And this one was Lex Luthor and Joker. That was just kind of a bonus. But to me, it's kind of like, oh, we're going to get Green Lantern and nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, wait, and didn't they do this before with some other comics? There was a female comic? Was it the Sherlock Holmes one, or was it Beast, who was in the Avengers? We saw Beast twice. We're lucky to get that. And then we saw another character. Yeah. So it's kind of an MO that they'll pick one character and be part of the story and then tease you with maybe one or two. Who was the guy flying around at the end of the comic a couple issues ago? Not Miracle Guy, whatever his name is. Bug Guy or something. I don't even remember it. The last part of it was him flying around in his outfit. Not Ant-Man or somebody. I think Admiral Teague, was you on that? You were on with us on that one.
I can't remember.
I can't. Yeah.
So you already
remember. He wasn't a big character. We're going to remember Hal Jordan. I mean, you teased us with Hal Jordan. I would have liked to have seen him in it, maybe kicking both their asses or something, you know, right, JT? And it's like, So at first I was mad. I was like, what the damn, man, you can't do that to us. But yes, they can. It's their comic, Dave. Right? They didn't write this for you. And I'm like, well, yeah, they did. I read it. I mean, they wrote it for everybody. It's a tease. But you just got to go with it as a tease. So they've done it a couple of times. So I'm not mad at it anymore that they did that. But I didn't like it because I wanted to see Hal Jordan. You get what I'm getting, you know.
Yeah,
I'm just rambling on now.
Yeah.
We got some great comments.
So, I think we have a couple more issues to go through, unless we want to go through 10 and make it 3. But I'm starting to try to suss out why they canceled this originally after 9, and then later on they had that added 10. So
I
I don't
agree
know.
with
I guess what are
you.
your thoughts on why we're nearing the end? I mean, with BSG and with Black Panther, we knew the quality slid and the stories, the writing all went downhill. Some politics involved, but this, I don't know. Maybe you can see it better than I.
Well, without actually knowing why they only did 9/10, I think we have to look at that 10th issue to see. But we can do, if you have the 10th, we'll do the 10th if you want. If
I
not,
might have
don't,
the 10th.
I don't care. Who knows? It could be that they're like, yeah, I agree with you. It's the style, it's the content. 10 issues, 9 issues is enough. This isn't really made for a 35 issue run. They're not writing it like that. Or you have to count on everybody just going with a non-continuous story each week or each month,
which
whenever
is
this
fine. I
thing
mean, that's
comes
how
out.
TV was written back then.
Mhm.
Written that way all the way up until the early mid 2000s when they decided to just junk out TV with reality TV.
Yeah, and so Lady V's. Oh, and Tim's back. Hey, welcome back. We're just discussing stuff, comic stuff, and this particular run. So Lady V's got some good comments here. The sensitivities hadn't influenced entertainment at its purest form yet. That's what makes them great. You have to realize the lingo. We didn't get a lot of. We got the fuzz. Some people still say fuzz. We had a lot of the lingo in some of the comics that were all old school, especially with Kirby. And like I think one issue had a bunch. Remember the jailhouse guy in the orange jumpsuit in Black Panther?
Mhm.
They were talking all old school jail lingo that whole issue. So you have to look into that. And then there was another one. You said something to Lady V. Oh, here it is. So yeah, when I first read through this fairly quickly, probably too quickly in preparation for tonight, I don't like to delve too much into them. That way, I don't want it to be, I guess, tainted when I come on with you, JT, and then the chat.
Sure.
But being the host, I say this all the time. I feel compelled to at least read it and put out some big points that I would like to talk about for the sake of the show, because we're only doing one these days. And when we were talking about pace and timing, we finished that in less than 1 hour and a half, which was a lot quicker than I thought it was at first. But I think the pacing got through us, like you said. So not an overall bad one. Any final words on this particular one, or your thought process on what could happen by the 9th? Do you think it'll be a continuity with the last 2 episodes, or they're just going to stick to one-off? It's going to be one-off stuff, I think. Just
it's
each week,
possible it could tie into something for 2 weeks. I think it's going to be one-off and then a surprise cancellation.
Yeah. Well, the comic industry is brutal. It's been brutal since then, and it's even worse now with the content. I don't know if any of you guys saw Fenrir and Ice Wolf did a piece on what happened to Savage Dragon. I'm not even going to get into it, because if you want to see something that really fucking angers me, you see I'm already getting mad, go back. And I'm not trying to push videos. I'm just saying, if you want to see what's happening, go on my somewhere on there and look at my little, it's not a long video, but Fenrir and I discussed some of the really disgusting crap that's been going on. Savage Dragon, something that I knew back and liked back in the past, just occasionally reading. I didn't collect Savage Dragons, but I had a few. Just really, really, really bad stuff. So yeah. And so Lady V and Tim, and they're talking about how should I say it? Things have changed, but I don't know if necessarily indie comics now. JT, you've been buying a lot of Rippaverse comics, and you've liked most of them, I think.
Yes. Yeah,
There's
almost all of them I've really loved. There's a couple that I'd say, yeah, I enjoyed it. I have not had a bad story yet. But yeah, I know. Yeah, Admiral Teague, if you could put up his comment up there, please.
That's coming up next. I've already got it queued.
Yeah. So the thing about it is they don't come out more than maybe 2 issues a year. And granted, they're 75, 60, 75, 100 page books. The story's long. You're not meant to just sit there and read it all in, one bus ride. But
yeah,
I want a faster pace sometimes on some. A slower pace is fine on others. I don't want to rush good stuff. But that's my one issue with some of the indie stuff is it just takes a lot longer to make because they have to wear multiple hats. It's not like you just are the penciler or you're just the colorist or you're just the writer or the editor. Sometimes these guys have to do 2/3 of the comic themselves. And since a lot of them don't have the revenue stream, you got to have a day job too. But yet somehow they manage. That's one thing I'll give folks like Eric July and the Rippaverse. They managed to get a comic out. And in the last 3-4 years since they've started shipping, has it been? No, it hasn't been 4. It's been less than that. They've put out enough. I can fill up a whole box of comics for them. Not a long box, but I've got a full short box.
Nice. Now, yeah, there's some other stuff coming out. We're not just pumping out for Rippaverse, but there's Savage Sword of Conan. I know I would want to get into some of the Transformers that Ironcaster and Nick have brought up, but I just can't keep up with all this stuff. I read 3 or 4 of the Flash Gordons. I think it's Image put them out. Don't quote me on that if I got that wrong. And I like the way it started off right away. It wasn't like an origin story. It just came out. I don't want to spoil it, but I've read 3 of those and I like them. I should go back, but I want to go to Transformers. There's some Godzilla ones out there now. The Savage Sword of Conan. And I think a couple other ones that some of the Rippaverse ones as well. But like I said, I can't keep up with them. You've done a pretty good job. As busy as you are, I have no excuse other than being kind of lazy.
I just decided not to go on people's streams for like a week and read like 5 of them.
There you go.
Like I'm so behind. And
if anything, I'm just finishing up rewatching Transformers G1. I haven't finished up the first season. I just watch a couple episodes and I'm off to doing something else. It's the only way to get through it is have to give up some other stuff.
Yep.
But with that being done, I guess let's just plug what you got going on the rest of the week so we can get everybody out.
Sure. So tomorrow night I will be on call for work, but I hope to be joining the Admiral, doing some review, if you will, of so-called Star Trek. That'll be Strange New Worlds. The show's going to be bad, but it's our duty as the Admiral's loyal crew in the fleet.
You said duty. It's your duty, not my duty.
Well,
it's your duty to take.
There's going to be plenty of duty flinging around. I tell you what. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen. In fact, I'd put $1,000 on that. It's not going to happen. So that's where I'll be tomorrow. Friday night, I will be hanging out late night, Mark D with a C. And then Saturday, I will be doing Saving Star Trek. So, yeah, that pretty much fills me up. Oh, Dave, don't forget about this one. Tuesday, we have Dadman Walking 55 and I starting back up Sports Ball Talk at 9 p.m. Eastern on his channel. But we're not doing just dry sports and stats. It's going to be almost squirrel-like. I won't say it's squirrel-like. We're going to try to do a little bit different stuff cover some sports people don't normally talk about, chat about some things that might be more public interest around the sports world. So
Yeah,
there you go. I'm actually pretty full.
Yeah, you sound quite busy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm showing a movie tomorrow, and that's it.
No, but you have a great movie coming up. I'll be shadowing. I'll be lurking in that too.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
feeling
Yeah,
at some point.
I'm doing Caddyshack.
Yes.
And Lady V, I know I had been talking a lot about Big Trouble in Little China and Flash Gordon. I couldn't get that to download. I'm probably gonna have to get on over to Best Buy and get a new player soon. I think this one is just it's toward the end here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to realize and go drop a couple hundred and get something really, really nice, a Blu-ray one.
Well, if you
But
have
it's
the
the software issue, too.
yeah, it's a software issue. If you have the software to play it, you can just buy a USB Blu-ray drive for really cheap that hooks up to your laptop.
Yeah. Oh, I'm probably just buy one for like $60-$70. We can get a new nice one but this one's not playing the Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, no, I almost gave Admiral Teague yeah. It's the 17th. It's not this week. For Strange New Worlds.
Oh, a week from today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put that up. All right.
Yeah. I got 1 week ahead of myself looking at the calendar here. My bad.
Yeah, Lady B, I like the physical
Admiral, sir, if I've got to do extra duty, just let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being pretty cheap these days, but it's only out of so I got the MGM in Stars, and I wound up watching this series called Rogue Heroes, the British World War II and the North Africa Desert Campaign. Really, really good. But then I was distracted, watched a bunch of other stuff, and I ran out of time with like 3 episodes left. So now I have to buy the whole month just to finish up 3 episodes. I'm like, what? 4 episodes? Yeah. Like, damn it, man. Why didn't I just burn through that? But then,
that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
I just wait. Like Crunchyroll, I know a lot of people don't like them, but they have a ton of anime. Yeah, I think they offered a 7-day trial. I was like, whoop, I can go back and burn through a few things right there, and then just come back to it later. But I see in the chat, we're already lighting up. Has did anybody go see the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie?
No,
I didn't either.
No,
I almost wanted to see it for because of the AMC Wednesday night 50% thing. I did mention that right earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I thought was that on stream. I mentioned that.
You did.
Okay, yeah. So they're doing half price snacks, or at least popcorn and soda, I think. And Wednesdays or Tuesdays, 50% off. I think that's not even night ones, which I couldn't do on Wednesdays. But I could go down there in the afternoon, catch a movie. I wanted to go see it just because of the dinosaurs in it, and then I heard somebody say there wasn't a lot of dinosaurs. I'm like, well, shit, glad I didn't go. I didn't want to see it because it had Jurassic Park on it. I just figured I haven't gone to the movies in a while. I'm not gonna go see unless the chat makes me. I'm gonna start being that kind of YouTuber, I guess, JT. I'm not gonna go see Superman. I'm tired of these actors and directors just talking. You can't get away from it because everybody talks about them, guns out there talking about it's all about this and political stuff and immigration and all that. It's like, why can't you just shut the fuck up and make a Superman movie?
Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. I've seen so much out there. I don't know if anyone's made up their minds yet.
Yeah, well, I have now. I'm just going to defer to Mark, probably Teague and you. You guys know I like Superman. I mean, but I just don't know if I need this movie as Superman just because it says Superman. I'll go watch the George Reeves serial. I've got that. I've got 1 and 2, the Donner cut, which is still in the plastic wrap. I've never opened it. I burned up my old Superman. I don't remember how long ago. I don't even have I've got the physical copy, but I haven't opened it. So Teague, yeah, you're going tomorrow. Okay. I knew you were going to go, and you know Mark's going to go, and I don't think I'll go see Fantastic Four either. Either. Yeah, I fought in the North African desert a few times in your past life. Like, you don't do public spaces. I don't blame you. Just got to get out every now and then. And I thought an afternoon Tuesday to go see, but then I was like, well, it would be cheaper if I'm just trying to be cheap to watch the movies. Go see it on Wednesday. Just go see it on Wednesday. Go see a movie, Jurassic Park. Get some popcorn. And so I haven't gone to the movie since Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I missed an anime called Vampire Hunter D. It's older one, but it came out. I forgot. I wrote it down and then I saw it. And I was like, well, shit, that date's a week old. I missed out on that. And they actually offered it in sub and dubbed. That was pretty cool. You could have gone and seen both or pick one that you liked. Because sometimes the subs for anime are really good and some are just terrible. Like one of my favorite anime, for example, is Cowboy Bebop, and I talk about it every now and then. And I can watch it in the original Japanese or the English version. The voices are fantastic, or at least they are to me.
Sure.
Lady V, if you make me go see Superman, I'm only going to do it on Wednesday 50%. I don't mind telling you I'm being cheap. I'm not paying full price to see that. But T is going, and JT is going, and Mark D is going. So there you go. I almost now want to kind of go see it just to see what I'll say. But that's how they get you. That's how they get you, right, JT?
Of course.
Yeah. T, I know you. I was going to say you went to go see the re-release of one of the Star Wars movies. I remember you saying you went to see
Revenge
that.
of the Sith. Yeah. That was out. They had an anniversary for it.
The Superman. And what's this one? 78 Superman. Yeah, I went to the movies probably 2 or 3 times, but I don't remember how many times I went to the movies to see that. But yeah, it's iconic, and that's Lady V's trying to pull that on me. It's iconic. You have to go because there's a big S that I don't even like because it's only been used like once or twice in the whole series. Anyway, yeah, who knows? I might go see it maybe next week or week after. We'll see how well it does. See how long it stays in the theaters, the theaters.
I think it'll stay a while. I mean, what else do they really have to compete with it? Fantastic Four after it?
Well, I don't know how well Jurassic Thing is going, but I heard it didn't do well. I didn't look up the numbers for the show. You know, I
didn't look either. I just go to Tom for that.
Well, I'll go on Sunday. If I go to Geekery this week, I'm sure we'll talk about it Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Lady V, I don't know. Hey, T, you going to feel like playing some Fortnite these days? I don't know, man. Late night Fortnite. Friday night? Saturday? You guys, did you plug the show?
Yep. We already did. I said Saving Star Trek coming up at 10 p.m. Saturday.
Put Teague's channel in?
Oh.
He's not a... Yeah, he doesn't have a blue. I didn't make him a blue.
Yeah, I can definitely throw that in there.
Oh no, we're not playing tonight. It's usually Friday and it's usually late, 10:30, 11, 11:30. And then your guys' show Saturday. I'm usually lurking, or I'll say hi every now and then.
Oh yeah, we see you in there.
Sometimes, not every week. I try to stop by for that because then Sunday night is Geekery, which I try to come on. I'm not always successful. Just depends how I feel.
Yeah, Sundays are hard because it's like you want to get ready for the week coming up, and
yeah. Well, I know you do. You have to. Me, I just don't have any excuse for it. I just don't want to do it. I like hanging out with Mark, though. It's a good show.
It is a great show, and the show's been getting better the last few weeks, especially too. I think he's really hit his stride with some new guests and all of that. So it's been fun. I won't say it's not fun, but by the time Sunday night rolls around, I'm like, I could do this and start my week off with a big penalty in sleep on a Monday.
Yeah,
That's just not how you want
Yeah, you don't
how you
really
wanna
need to
do
start
that.
your week off on a 4-hour sleep note and then
No.
barreling in on Monday
No.
because we're talking about how shitty Jurassic Park was.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it's good. I just heard that it didn't have a lot. It didn't feature the dinosaurs a lot. And I'm like, well, that's the what do they call them? The trailers for you. You know, it used to be everybody that I would never watch trailers because people would always say, "Oh, they put too much of the movie in," and it used to be they did. I mean, especially if the movie wasn't any good. For the most part, you come out like, "Well, the trailer was better." That's not good. I'm talking 20 years ago. Though. I would never watch any trailers. Like when Lord of the Rings came out, we go to see whatever movies, and people say, "Oh, the trailers." Like, nope. I closed my eyes and la 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 the whole time. I didn't want to see any of those trailers. Now it's like I have to see a trailer because I want to see how bad it looks.
Right.
I mean, seriously, man, it's terrible.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
wanted me to go see a movie, I wouldn't watch any of these trailers. And I'd probably go see all of them. Or not listen to any of the people talk, especially what was the Snow White one. If I had what did I say? If I had a 5-year or 6-year-old daughter, I would take her to see Snow White. Other than that, why would I ever want to go see that? Especially the way she did. And I was right about her. You know, there was a lot of backlash in the last month toward her attitude. Shall I say? I won't even say the D word, right? DIS anyway. And then I was always talking about, you know, back in the day, it used to be actors and actresses, whether by contract or whether they were just classy, and if a movie sucked, they wouldn't really go out and trash people ahead of time before the movie even came out. You know, yeah, I mean, of course, I wasn't alive back then, but I can't remember some of the Clark Gable and Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman and all the. Can you imagine Ingrid Bergman and all them talking the way they talk now, and those studios allowing it to happen back then? It probably wouldn't get another role.
Probably not.
Yeah. So we'll see how many roles. She'll probably get some more roles because it's them doing it. They don't care. But I bet they cared when that box office hit this time around. I was right. I said, they're going to care this time because they lost millions, man. You know? So
She may rehab her career one day. I don't know.
I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. You know, it's not a question. She'll probably get another role. I tried to watch Aquaman 2. Did anybody see that?
No.
I
steered clear of that thing.
Well, I watched that Johnny Depp Amber Turd trial.
Yep.
I watched about 70% of that. And I've always said this before, I'm not a psychologist, but that lady needs some help. She is legit. She got problems, man. Yeah. If you ever watched any of that trial, but you have to watch for context, right? You just want clips. I don't like doing clips for those things, but I would watch, like, I never seen that girl got up there and tried to cry. And it was horrific. I'm like, you're an actress and you can't even act in a court to win a case. That was the worst. So I boycotted Aquaman 2. And then it came on Tubi or something like that. I don't know what it was on. I tried to watch it and I turned it off. It's just terrible. I couldn't even do it. And I like Aquaman because I'm a Brave and the Bold cartoon fan. Outrageous. His character is one of the funniest on that whole show because the Brave and the Bold animation, it's not just Batman. It features all these characters. All the characters you can be a fan. And recurring ones, obviously, are Aquaman and Wonder Woman and a couple other ones. But he's so funny in that show. So I was like, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch it. It's free. I know there's commercials. It sucks. Commercials are so bad these days. That's why I go to the streaming or just rewatching Transformers just for fun. Watch like 2 episodes and then, you know, like a little kid. But it was so bad, JT. I turned off. I said, this sucks. This movie sucks, man. It's boring. There's nothing to it. Yeah, and I'm a Momoa.
A lot of them are. I mean, a lot of them really are.
these movies are just so predictable now, and I complain about it when we get on a tangent like we are now because we just now hit 2 hours. If you believe it or not, we just now hit the
Really?
2 hour mark. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We
So we're
did that
way
book
ahead.
fast. I didn't realize how fast we went through that.
Yeah, because at first we were both like, "This we're gonna sift through this one," but then it got better. I started enjoying it more, and it was like you were cruising along with your take on it. The chat was on fire with it, and we were done at 127.
Wow.
So
The other
yeah,
thing I wanted to ask you, are you a fan of Squid Game? The
I've
third
never seen it.
season finally dropped, and they are done with the series.
I don't
So,
even know what it's about. Although,
okay,
if I was,
so it's the premise of the premise of it is that there's a secret facility in like an island where they have a ton of people. It's a Korean TV series, so
yeah,
it's
I know
English
I know it's
dubs or English
Korean.
subs.
Korean.
Yeah, and
Is
so
it?
basically what happens is they recruit all of these different people, and then it's almost like a Hunger Games type situation where they have like prize money, one bucket of prize money, and it's something like, I don't know, 4 billion American, but they do it all in Korean money. And so say there's like 100 people in the game, you all have like your number on your shirt and all this stuff, and they try to get people that are like down on their luck or desperate, this type of thing. And there's a whole subplot about how they get people to play this game, and you can't escape.
So
Okay.
do people get deleted?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what happens
Okay.
is they play a
You said
certain
Hunger
number of
Games, so-
games. There's a certain number of games, and whoever can make it through the last game splits the prize money. Okay. So it's obviously this is an illegal venture. And like what happens in seasons 2 and 3, I can't really give away because it would spoil too much. But oh yeah, people get deleted left and right. The very first game that you watch is like a red light, green light. And if you're caught moving on the red light, they have like a ring of these people that you've seen like in Fortnite in like the pink jump, like the pink vests with the triangle face masks. Seen that a little bit here and there. Those people are like the people that run the game, and there's like a ring of them all the way around the arena where they're playing red light, green light, and they'll just watch for people to move and then delete them, just pop them with their heater.
Wow. 3 seasons, huh?
Yeah,
I knew
and
it
then
was
and then
2. I
you
didn't know
not
it
only
came-
are like person versus the game, but you're also like person versus person, where anyone can just come up and delete you in the middle of the night unless you like band
Wow,
together
dude.
for protection and stuff, right? So then like there's team-based games, there's individual-based games, there's games where like you purposely have to get rid of people to make it to the next one. There's actually a Squid Game, or they call it Octa Game, in Fortnite that I've wanted to play, but no one wants to play it with me because no one else has seen the series. It's supposed to be a really popular series, but I'm like the only one that out there in our nerd area that
I'll wear the
ever
skin.
watched it.
You're talking about there's a Squid Game skin?
No, it's an actual creator map where you play through all the games.
Creator map. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
said
yeah. In
creator
Fortnite,
map?
it's
Okay.
a creator map called Octa Game, and it
Well, if
actually
I'm
will go
on,
through all the
let me know.
games. Yeah,
Just text me.
yeah.
Text me, man. I'll go play.
I love the way the series went. I love the way the series ended. I think if Buddy Hepburn's still around, he enjoyed it. But season 2, he said he was kind of out on it back then. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well,
I'd
Lady
recommend
V,
anybody go watch it now. Now that the show's over with.
Well, you got a whole 3rd season coming up, though, right? Or
it just dropped last week.
Okay, so you're going to get a whole nother season of it.
Well, no, the season all dropped at once. It's on Netflix, so they did the whole thing all at once.
Got it.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Well, you need to. Are you and Lady V friends on Fortnite?
Oh yeah, we've played. We've
I know.
played.
I know you played on. I know she played on Mark. I played with Lady V. Well, I haven't played in like 2 weeks at least. I don't think I have. But yeah, you guys, go play on there and just let me know.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, look. So this is the kind of stuff I was talking about. I whipped that out the other day. Oop,
Super Friends.
Yeah, the original. Dun 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 dun. Meanwhile, back at the halls of justice, the Legion of Doom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Lady V, sorry. I would if I played. I don't think I've played in like. I didn't play this week Fortnite, and I think I played the week before, so 2 weeks. I don't think I've even touched it in 2 weeks. I know you are, but literally I haven't played. Well, sometimes I'm like, when I play, I'm like, or I'm mad at something or whatever. I just want to go do a quest.
Right.
I go play ranked, and I wound up doing pretty well. But then I finished second, third, like 80th, and then second,
And you got to keep going.
third. And I'm like, oh, I got to win one game in ranked. I've never won a game in ranked before. Play really hard. Second. Oh, God, after this crap, I'm done. Don't touch that shit for like 2 weeks. Hey, buddy. Yeah, so it's kind of like I would play ranked because, if you go in ranked, you get a whole new set of quests for points, which doesn't matter to me because I don't have battle pass anyway. So I don't know why I care. It's just, it's just a thing to do. But I haven't played Blitz, Lady V. You mentioned to play Blitz before, I think. But I think that was like 2 weeks ago already. I was thinking about playing tonight, but I don't know. I need to get something to eat, and probably not tonight, but we'll see.
Right.
Anybody else in the chat? Got anything else? Anything? Nope. Going once. Going twice. You're gonna have to drag me in there screaming. Yeah, to Superman or to Fortnite. You're better off going to get me to go see Jurassic World, whatever the hell it's called,
Right?
Just for fun. I think there was a couple other ones. I missed going to see Sinners. I was kind of mad about that. I was going to go. I forgot. Then I was going to go again, and I actually went to leave, and then I went to the grocery store. It's like, oh, screw it. Went home, then forgot. Now it's on Max or something. I think they're going back to HBO Max. Just whatever. Everybody knows what it is.
Right.
But I noticed that Tubi, or is it Tubi or Roku channel? Oh, no, right here on YouTube, guys, has put out a lot of the Batman animated shows. I didn't know if you knew that, JT. I caught this the other day.
Nope.
In one of my suggestions, it was Batman versus the Fatal Five, and one of my favorites, Justice League versus Fatal Five or something like that. And it was Justice League versus an Infinite Crisis, which they have an alter ego Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really mean. They're really baddies. And what impressed me the most about were the fight scenes. Superman doesn't hold back on one of the other characters. I can tell you that. And it's not a dude he goes after.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, she's no pushover. Let me tell you, she's not. She's the bad guys in that show are bad, and they're strong. They're not. They're the opposite of Justice League, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just mean, and a really dark premise to what the Batman guy, the owl. He's like an owl type of dude. But I think that's on right here on YouTube. They've got a bunch of them. The Batman Dracula one. A lot of people don't like the Batman, not the movie, the Batman, the animated series, because they think it steals too much from the original series. I see what they mean, but the hate is bad because I've got the original series and that one. Did I show you that I bought this the other day? And you want to talk about days gone by? I don't know if you guys saw my Batman Beyond huge, and I only picked this up because
I thought I have, but you might not have showed it.
I think everybody. Yeah, I think Lisa and Buddy have. I did on maybe on my movie night, but you can see how huge it is. I got this really, really
Huge.
cheap, really cheap, huge, and I got that little pop. What is it, Funko Pop one? But it's not the Funko Pop look. It's a different look. It's just made by them. It's a little bitty one, but this still has the original tag on it. And JT, take a wild guess how long this has already been out.
6 months.
Batman Beyond, the IP Batman Beyond.
Oh, I have
Because you
no
got
idea.
the original series, you had the Batman, you had all the other ones, and then you had the Batman Beyond. I couldn't believe it. 1999, dude. I was like, what?
Shit. I would have
Holy
never guessed
shit.
that.
Yeah.
I would have said like 2010.
No. Batman Beyond, dude. I'm like 25, man. 25 years. Yeah. 25 freaking years. You were close. So I picked this up because it was like really cheap. I had seen a couple of these beat up, like the dog shoot on it, or the kids play
Sure.
with it. This one only has one little mark here and there, but it still had the original tag on it. So I'm going to take it off, but I'm going to keep it in case I ever do sell it or give it to somebody, but it's in really good condition. And I realized that thing is 26 years old, 25, going on 20. I'm buying that shit, man. Because for the price I got, it was just incredible. But, anyway, time to get you out of here. Sorry, you guys know I don't set up for showing stuff on my 2 nights, unless it's on purpose. So I'm going to roll up out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. Admiral Teague, Lady V, Buddy Hepburn, E Phantom Outsider, FKTCH 2005, Dad Man, and I always miss one, JT, but I think I got everybody tonight. I think I do.
Well, you had Buddy, Lady V. You obviously got those 2. Phantom Outsider, Tim, FKHC 2005, Dad Man. Let's see, Admiral Teague, sir. Yeah, I think you got everyone.
Yeah, and
thank you for those that listen on the rewatch or the replay as well. We do appreciate it, Dave. I know you probably actually get more people that listen to us after the show than listen during. So we don't want to, forget any of you. We do appreciate that, and we hope that you like what we had to say. And always feel free to join us live if you like.
Yes. Thank you for the rewatch as well. So for Lady V, I knew Buddy would love Batman and Brave and Bold. I love that show, dude. It's great. And I love the Batman cartoon. Obviously, the original series is, can't touch that. But the Batman is fun. Some people get really mad. Oh my God. But it's okay. So this is a tech suit for, I think Lady V was asking. So Batman is old. He walks around with a cane in this show, and he has his dog Ace. The 3-pack that has the smaller, probably 6 or 7-inch versions of them with Ace on it. I saw one that was less than 200, and I wanted to get it because it's rare to even. I think one hit like 170 sold. People are buying that like $180, $190. Like, wow.
Nice.
And then probably not taking it out of the package because it's already 26 years old. It's working on 26, man.
Yeah.
Insane. Because it has the old Batman, the older Bruce Wayne. He's not in his uniform. And it has the dog, and it has the, Terry McGinnis as the new Batman Beyond in the 3-pack. And so people, it's just one of those things that people love. It's really cool. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll go donate some blood or something. Good Uber Eats tomorrow. Pick up some trash on the highway. Yeah. And the whole thing is based on, of course, Bruce Wayne is old. He's probably 80s, 70s, 80s, and they had to have a new, younger Batman. In fact, the original 6 comics, I forgot to go put a bid on it. When I first saw the bid on it, that one show that I show everybody on eBay, that it was at $400+ for those 6 and still had like 4 or 5 days to go.
Oh wow.
I was like, well, man, I was like, should I put 500? I know it went way more than that. So yeah, some things like that. And then I showed you the He-Man one that was going for the little He-Man action figure going for $10,000. You know, because it was one of the original ones, still in the great shape. Anywho, well, let's get everybody out of here. Say thank you again. And T screaming for vengeance. All right, everybody. Are we going to say final good farewells? Take care. Have a
See
good
you,
night.
everybody. Thanks.